I have a question. Have you ever been told you couldn't? Has someone ever said that is absolutely not possible, or many people perhaps? So I have a story to tell, and you're going to be hearing a fair amount about it over the next week or so, where I have a deck. Okay, many of us have a deck, and when I moved into this home, it had been painted. And every year the paint would peel some, and I would go to the store or I would hire someone to come, and they would say, because I'm like, I want to get rid of the paint. Can we just stain it? Can we have a beautiful wood deck? And they'd say, no, once it's painted, it has to be painted. So I would pay for them to paint, and they'd guarantee me that it's going to last 5 years, and it never did, ever. So I started, excuse me for that, I started painting it myself every year, and the paint says a minimum of 5 year guarantee, and every year it would need to be painted. So this year I decided, you know what? I am not I am not going to listen to someone telling me what I can't do. Why am I limiting myself? Why am I accepting limiting beliefs? Now, this is going to relate to you perhaps in a different way, but I'm going to keep the analogy of my deck. Okay, I was listening to the experts, and the experts were telling me, you can't do this. So I decided I was going to have a deck and get rid of all the paint. So every day I would chip away. I'd go out every morning and have my quiet time. And after my quiet time, whether it was 15 minutes or an hour, I would begin to peel just with a paint scraper as much as I can, as I could. And then it started looking like, wow, I really can do this. So I thought, well, I need a sander. So I went to Home Depot and I rented a sander. And no, Home Depot is not getting any, like, I'm not getting anything for recommending Home Depot. I don't know where else you can rent tools. Sometimes libraries have them. Um, so I sanded the deck with this big sander, like, oh my gosh, I should have like really big muscles. And it still wasn't all gone. And there were lines in it, and we're going to hear more about the lines. Because of the lines in wood where paint had seeped in deeper, some of those lines were created by someone power washing and going too hard into the wood, i.e. someone's mistake, and then the paint seeping into those mistakes, which happens in our life, right? We're going to talk more about that. But what I want to share is that this opportunity for me I rented a big sander, and then I went, my brother-in-law, who does everything around his house, said, you need to get some paint remover for those spots that are left, which I really didn't want to do because I have plants all over and it's pretty toxic. So I did in some small areas, and I got up even more paint. I was getting really excited. And I went back to Home Depot and said, okay, I have a little sander, but I have bigger spots. It's going to take me a long time. What do you recommend? And they said a belt sander. So yet another tool was needed to continue what I believed was possible. And I was told for 18 years it wasn't possible. 18 years later, I decided why. So I'm curious. I now have a deck that's beautiful. Today is going to be power washed, and then once that's dry, I'm going to seal it, and I will no longer have paint on my deck. And what I'd like to ask you, now that you've listened to this long story, is what is holding you back? What limiting beliefs do you have? Who is telling you you can't? Is it you? Is it someone else? I want you to know that this is a really good opportunity and time to just say, hey, heck with the limiting beliefs. What tools do I need so that I can create and be the creator that I am, and create what it is that has been placed in my heart? Not like anyone else, but like you. There's only one you. I look forward to talking to you more about this. Many blessings. This is Bethany Perry with BethanyPerry.com.